At the last meeting, you requested more detail about Discover Burien's scope of services and the Southwest King County Chamber of Commerce scope of services. Those descriptions are also attached to this agenda bill. At the October 15th meeting, I presented some changes to the preliminary budget to you. The increase in the property tax estimates due to our updated assessed valuation. It's an addition of $214,000 to the preliminary budget, and we reduced our employee benefit costs due to receiving final benefit rates from our insurance carriers that were a little bit lower than what was presented in the preliminary budget. Those changes are also incorporated into this ordinance. We've added one transportation capital project. That's the Lake to Sound Trail project to support King County for $5,000. So those changes have been incorporated into the ordinance that's presented to you tonight. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, any comments or questions? Councilmember Edgar.
Thank you. I have a question. In reading through the scope of services for both Discover Burien and for the King County Chamber of Commerce, it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity there to tap into the ability to look at the market, look at economic development, and it looks like a lot of the scope of their work kind of falls into that category. My question is to what degree are we actually using that to help us, the city, develop our own economic and marketing plan? And the other thing is, with the how frequently do we pay the I guess it's just the Discover Burien, how frequently do we pay that on a voucher to the check? Are they quarterly?
You know, their contract hasn't been finalized this year, so we haven't paid them at all this year.
Okay. Because I was going to mention I hadn't noticed any voucher for them. But I guess my question would be more directed to Dan to answer is, to what degree are we actually using all of these services that appear to be helping him develop an economic plan, a marketing plan, and strategies?
Yeah, Dan's not here, and I'm not sure he would know, being new to the organization. And, they come before council and tell you what they've been doing over the course of a year. This is a scope of services that we hold them to, and if they're not performing it, we have all kinds of discretion to withhold services or tell them to do a better job or whatever. The scope of services is intended to promote our city's economic development goals. I don't know exactly how to answer it. It certainly is intended to accomplish what it is you're describing. The extent to which they're successful, I think, is kind of up to debate. Some years I felt like they were very effective, others not quite as effective. We try to stay on top of that to the extent possible. There is a large element of a partnership there, particularly with Discover Burien and its contribution to the downtown, as a Main Street organization, along with some of these other more generic economic development goals of recruiting and retaining existing businesses. Is that fuzzy enough to?
It's fuzzy enough. I look at the amount, and it looks like we're close to about $100,000.
That includes, and I don't know the exact amount off the top of my head, but that includes the direct services provided by Clean Sweep, which are individuals who go around and, kind of take care of the downtown, pick up the litter in the downtown core.
Okay. Thank you.
Councilmember Block.
Thanks. Hey, speaking of Team Clean, how's Jeff doing? The guy who got hit by the car.
I don't know. I haven't seen him since probably months.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Looking through this with scope of services with Southwest King County Chamber of Commerce and Discover Burien, I have to look at are we getting the best value for our money? And with the Chamber of Commerce, I don't think so. They're serving not only Burien but also Des Moines and SeaTac. And I think it would be more appropriate for us to keep that money in Burien. I think that we would be better served. The only service I see the Chamber of Commerce doing that would be problematic is the management of the parade, and I think that we could ask Discover Burien to do that. If a business or individual or organization wants to join the Southwest Chamber, they're certainly free to do that, and I would encourage that. But I think that what's in Burien's best interest is to encourage local business-oriented organizations like Discover Burien and keep those funds here in Burien. I think we get more bang for the buck. So I would be in favor of ending the city's relationship, business relationship with Southwest King County Chamber of Commerce, again saying that this does not imply that individuals shouldn't join if they feel it's appropriate. But I think that we would be better off and consider retaining that money for use within Burien.
Yep, thank you. Mr. Martin, did you have something?
Yeah, whatever council wants to do is fine, of course. The one thing I would say is that there is no harm in allocating the money in the budget and then making the decision later. The reason I mention that with the chamber is that if annexation is successful, we may very well want to revisit the way we handle our chambers. And I would hate to sever relationships with one without having something to replace it right now. So it would be my recommendation to wait and see how that plays itself out. And if council wishes not to continue the relationship with the chamber, have that discussion at a later time.
Okay. Deputy Mayor Clark.
Thank you, and thank you for providing the information on Discover Burien and the chamber. My concern about Discover Burien has been that for 5 years running, I have asked Discover Burien when they come and do their report to us, I have asked about reaching out beyond downtown Burien. There are other commercial areas in Burien, and I have seen no evidence to date that they have done that. And if you look at the Discover Burien contract under E, it says maintain an inventory of available business sites to be accessible from the city's website to provide information for commercial, industrial, and mixed-use development. That implies an area greater than downtown Burien. So I would rather increase the amount that we pay the chamber. The chamber is out there going to businesses everywhere, recruiting their members, promoting Burien. If you look at item D on the Discover Burien, it says they should be attending Skeety. I have never seen them at Skeety. You see the chamber always at Skeety. The chamber comes to the forum. The chamber tries to keep their pulse on what's going on economically in the region instead of just right here in our downtown core. If I was in charge of the contracts all by myself, I would take the money from Discover Burien, except for the team clean sweep, and apply it to the chamber.
And again, if I might comment, council will recall that we've allocated funds for an economic strategic plan next year, and these are some of the questions. Where are we getting the bang for the buck? Should we continue a relationship, increase here, diminish there? And I think if you'll just hold that question until we have a little time to work through that study, that the answer may reveal itself. I don't disagree with anything you're saying, but we're trying to reach some kind of integrated solution to this whole thing.
Councilmember Krakowiak.
Thank you. Couple things. Just wondering when was the contract supposed to be finalized for Discover Burien, and what is the process for finalization?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not aware of the details.
We can bring that back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just surprised that they're not getting paid, and that how long ago, how far out are they waiting for funds? And
We can bring that information.
okay. And then for the comments regarding the chamber replacing Discover Burien, I think they serve two different niches for us. And as a member of Discover Burien and as a member of the Chamber, membership is the amount for membership dues is quite different for Discover Burien and the Chamber. The Chamber is fairly prohibitive for small businesses. And so the Chamber is in excess of $100 a year. And Discover Burien, as an individual small business owner, I can join Discover Burien for $25 a year. So it's quite a difference. Discover Burien has a great website. I get emails regularly with their newsletter. They have great workshops that are available to all members and the public for Burien. So I think that I look forward to seeing how that study looks at the services that receive, and I think that both are valuable organizations. And I think that we as a council can have more of a pulse on the two organizations and get a better bang for our buck if we're more active. Thank you.
Okay, so we've got one proposal, or maybe two. So Councilmember Block's proposal to cut the relationship with the Chamber. Do you still want us to consider that one, Councilmember Block?
I don't see a lot of enthusiasm for it.
Okay, so I'll take that as a no.
Yeah.
Deputy Mayor Clark, did you still want us to consider yours?
No, I will wait
Okay.
until we do the economic development study.
Okay, so does staff need any further direction on?
I think we got it.